Ready for it.
Thrilled for it.
Presenting Franks with Turbo Booster Jet Engine.
Sunday's doubleheader has a top-billing evening clash. Gujarat Titans in Delhi to take on the Capitals, who've got some work to do if they want to stay in the race for the playoffs. Let's build up on Nexa Presents ESPN Cricinfo Timeout, where we're joined by Piyush, Chawla and Tom Moody. Gentlemen, thank you for your time. Delhi had not had a good run to close out what we'd seen in the season so far. 1 win in their last 5, not had a good time at home. Perhaps helps them to have had a bit of a break, Tom?
I think definitely sides like Delhi would welcome this break just to reset, let the past sort of just wash well away from their feet, where on the other hand teams that have been on a bit of a roll like the RCBs and the Punjabs will be frustrated. But definitely a good chance for them to rethink exactly what they need to do to qualify and how they're going to construct their side. That's what I'm going to be intrigued about.
Yeah, and that is the immediate question facing them, because they know that they will now not have Mitchell Stark's services for this season. How do they look to replace him?
Well, it's very difficult to, fill the shoes of Mitchell Stark because he's a proper match winner. On his day, he can win you the game from any situation. But looking at the situation, they've signed Mustafizur, who's coming in, but I don't know whether he'll be ready to play or not. But looking at the current situation of Delhi team, they might ask him to play because it's very important from them. Because if they lose here, it's very difficult to come back from this situation then.
Yes, quite a complicated situation. Just to fill in our viewers, Mustafizur Rahman has been signed as replacement for Jake Fraser-McGurk, but he's playing for Bangladesh on Saturday, due to fly into Delhi Sunday morning, and then rock up for a Sunday evening game. Tom Moody, how easy is that?
Not speaking from experience, not that I've done that, but I'd be very surprised if he doesn't play, even though it's not ideal, particularly from a fast bowler's point of view. Sort of long haul flight, the stiffness and, everything that can creep in. But you also got to add in the travel to airports, whether it be to Dubai and then from, the airport here in India to the hotel and then so on and so forth. So it'll be a challenge, but, the Fizz will be up for it. You watch, he'll be playing.
And given their struggles at the Kotla, he would be a bowler who should be an improvement on what we've seen from them.
And looking at the Kotla pitch, we have seen it's a bit on the slower side. The cutters are working really well for the faster bowlers, and he's somebody who's really good at it. So sometimes you can say it's a blessing for Delhi team that he's coming in. He's somebody who can bowl with the new ball. He can bowl in depth for you. So he will be a good addition for sure.
Now that is one part of what Delhi have to change. But if you consider what happened in their last few games and the way the batting had started tailing, Tom, should they have had a rethink on their batting order and how they line up for what's left in this season?
Well, I think they've been thinking about it too much, to be honest with you, over the last 5 games, because we've seen quite a lot of movement. And without being inside that camp, it's very hard to understand exactly why that's happened. And sometimes there's really good reasons for it. We're yet to pin down exactly what those reasons would be, but I would imagine that they would go with experience up front. For mine, Faf du Plessis and KL Rahul should open the batting. They're 2 exceptionally good openers in this format of the game, and they need experience to lead from the front. They need stability in that power play so the rest of the order can then flourish. The likes of Axar Patel, Tristan Stubbs, these type of players can really cash in on a strong foundation.
I feel you might see Abhishek Porel opening the inning with Faf du Plessis, and KL Rahul might come at number 3. And then Tristan Stubbs has not got a lot of balls to face. So I would like to see him coming up the order maybe at number 5, because he's somebody who's in good form, and if you want your best player to come and face maximum number of balls, so I think Tristan Stubbs. So for me, top 3 is Faf du Plessis, Abhishek Porel, KL Rahul, and then following by the rest of the players.
It has been a fair amount of chopping and changing for Delhi in their batting. 6 different opening combinations. Gujarat Titans are a study in contrast. Haven't had to change anything in the top 3. They're also the side which was perhaps least affected by this break. Only 2 of their players, Butler and Coetzee, actually left India. The rest of the squad was here. They resumed training sooner than some of the other teams. Smooth sailing.
And it pretty much reflects the franchise since they first came to the IPL. They just seem to be well organised, well managed, and, you know, very calm in any situation. And we had obviously a unique situation a week ago, and they remain calm, which is not an easy thing to do. They managed to keep the majority of their players there. There's a negative and a positive to that. You know, the negative is that the IPL is a long tournament, and suddenly having a week doing nothing apart from training and then training again, and then, oh, guess what? We're training again. It can be challenging, not physically, but mentally. And when you get to the pointy end of the season, you're not only relying on your physicality to stand up under pressure, but your mental side very much under pressure. In the finals, you need to be sharp.
If we think of possible changes, they have an addition because Kagiso Rabada, who had just been cleared from his suspension before the IPL was suspended, he is in the scheme of things. Do you see him playing?
Well, Gerald Kodje has done nothing wrong, and he's somebody who can bat as well. And he has done that well against Mumbai as also. Although Kagiso Rabada, you want him to be featured in your playing 11, but I don't think he'll be there because he's coming from a suspension. He has not played. He must have practiced well in the nets, but he has not played any match. So I think Gerald Kodje should feature in the 11.
There's the added layer, Tom, of GT knowing that Rabada will not be available for the playoffs, whereas Kodje, who is not part of South Africa's WTC final squad, will remain.
Yeah, that's a really important point, and that's why I agree with PC. I think Kodje will play purely because he just needs the miles out in the middle. He needs the overs, he needs the exposure under pressure. So when it comes to finals time, and GT, you know, whether we like it or not, that they will be in the finals, whether it's 1, 2, 3 or 4, we don't know. But you want him firing on all cylinders.
Correct.
Okay, let's tuck into predictions. Who are we backing?
Looking at the current situation, current form, I'm going with GT.
Yeah, I'm not disagreeing.
All right, thank you so much, Tom, PC, for your time. If that result does happen, Gujarat Titans will be assured a spot in the playoffs, and Delhi will be left with a lot to do if they are to make the top 4.
Ready for it.
Thrilled for it.
Presenting Franks with Turbo Booster Jet Engine.
Nexa.